As a former wrestler, and I cut a lot of weight when I was, especially when I was in college. When that came through, and I was a coach, and we were promoting unsafe habits of cutting weight, we thought as coaches, and I thought personally, that they should just leave us alone, let us do what we do. You know, wrestling has a mystique about it, and that's one of the reasons that, you know, if they can't handle it, then they should be a wrestler. You know, that was the mentality. Now that I've gone through that, that was in 1997, 1998, they implemented a weight management program at the collegiate level. By the early 2000s, the high schools mandated through the National Federation that you had to have some sort of weight management program. 40 of the 51 states have a weight management program that is through track wrestling now. The National Wrestling Coaches Association developed it. When I look back at it, and I was completely against it when it first came in, I look back now in the chair that I sit and the experiences that I have with wrestling. It's one of the best things that we did for our sport, because if you look at the spotlight that we have on medical issues like concussions, sudden cardiac arrest, heat illness, if we didn't do something in wrestling, then it would have been completely detrimental to our sport. So when I look back and I see kids look better, they look like they feel better, they look like they enjoy it, they compete better. And I'll use an example of Brad Vering. He moved up when they were still in the Big 12. They wrestled Iowa State, and him and Kel Sanderson were battling. Brad was a returning champ. He moved up a weight, and I remember him telling me, he goes, I feel better, I enjoy it more, I compete better, and proof's in the pudding. The guy was phenomenal. I mean, and I think that him not cutting as much weight was a great thing for him. I think it's actually filtering through. Some of the older coaches are still like, you know, you have to cut weight and you have to do this, but I think it's less and less. And it's the nature of the beast, because wrestling is one of the only sports that you have one spot per position, you know? And so if guys want to make a lineup, sometimes they have to cut weight. We get that. We want them to do it safely. There's a mechanism in place that they can follow a weight loss plan. And we've implemented some new hydration protocols this year because people were manipulating the system. So we have our assessors do some training and some protocols for collecting the hydration sample, and it's pretty stringent. It's going to be difficult to beat it, but we're only as good as, we're only as valid as the integrity of the people that are doing the assessments. So if you have people that are not willing to follow the rules, it's we don't have an enforcement department, so we can't chase them down. When we get something reported to us, we address it, and we have to trust our membership and the people that sign up to be assessors to handle that. But weight management is a big issue nationwide. If you're not familiar or you don't have a connection with wrestling, novice people are like, what do you mean? My 10-year-old's going to miss meals? It's difficult to explain, you know. But I have an 8-year-old. I don't plan on him ever missing a meal. He'll weigh what he weighs and wrestle what he weighs. That's me. Not everybody's like that, but that's me.